Good morning, everybody. Or, I don't know, it's lunchtime around here. So, probably a good day to everybody. It's Saturday, we got some free time on our hands. Might as well stream some more, right? So, I thought to myself, we'll do another game or two of Football Manager. And the next opponent is AFK Luleo. Might as well go there. So, what did we learn last game? Well, apparently we can have a good performance and still lose. Overall, I don't think we deserve to lose this game. This is also shown by the amount of, the expected goals statistics, I think. Sure, one or two players could have done better, and, there's always the case of individual mistakes, but overall I feel like we contributed well to the performance on the pitch, so it was unlucky. Game against Ytterhogdals was great, and prior to that, performances have been all over the place. We find ourselves in the 12th spot right now in the third Swedish league, which is called Swedish First Division North. And going forward, we will need to scrape a few additional points out of the possible possibilities. So yeah, we will need that. There's also the post-match conference we will need to go through, so let's do that quickly. Blah blah. Yeah, so Lilydal clawed one back here at some point, but it was too late. The striker, no, it was the winger. The winger was really good. That guy was so fast, and I'm not sure why he was that fast, because our player has the same acceleration and pace. So Adu shouldn't have outrun him at all. It just happened. So we suffer on the road apparently. Well, we suffer everywhere, to be honest. So. And there's always the question about the new rules and stuff, and what? I have no opinion on that whatsoever. Christopher Alp may be set for another year. Yeah, so that will extend his contract automatically. If we want to extend his contract on other terms, we might need it now, or need to do it now. He will probably get extended, or the contract will get extended, so he will get an extension, and the contract, it will get extended. But so far he hasn't shown much that warrants an extension. On the other hand, he didn't fall off that hard. So I'm willing to keep him around, also for some money. But maybe we can give him another contract for cheaper. That would be great. What's his term right now? He's seen as an emergency backup. Yeah, this is how I see him too. So let's try to sign him on that deal. He wants 35 now. So, and in that case, I don't feel it's worthwhile to extend his contract just yet. Because he will automatically have an extension for 30. So if we don't get him for 25 for some reason, I don't see it as a viable option. Doesn't matter. And he will not go down so far. Yes, his playing hand has improved a little bit, and well, okay, maybe we get him. That would be fun. He might go down to 25 after all. No, he doesn't. Well, let's try to and without a contract extension, because usually they don't like the contract extensions. He's at an age though, maybe he doesn't mind anymore. And we'll set it to 15 games in the final season here. So this will probably not go well. It does go well. This is great. Okay, so now we've got an emergency backup on a cheaper contract. Oh, we already forced him into something else. So, yeah. Gotta redo that. I'm not sure if he will accept it this time. That was kind of stupid. Yeah, he does. Okay. So, let's get out of this negotiation and then change the contract offer later on. Here. This is good. This probably will not help. Okay, got it. So now we can extend the contract of Christoph Alp by an additional year and still include the clauses he had previously at a lower wage. Is he a player to progress going forward? We don't know. He might improve a little bit, but overall he's more or less stable. So this is alright. I don't expect him to do much, let's say. But as an emergency backup, he's viable. That's okay. And just player of the week news, which we don't care much about, right? Who's this? Victor Kampf. Well, we already know this guy. So that's good. Okay, we also wanted to go through the squad on a contract basis. That might take a while though, so I'm hoping we can do that a bit more intertwined with going towards the next match. But there's some players that might be moderately important here. So Stolt can go. He doesn't play. He's on a non-contract. I don't feel we need to keep him. He's around the squad as an emergency backup, but really he deducts from overall training work, training focus at this point. And he's already 30. I don't feel we need to keep him. Just want to compare him to Alp once more. Yeah, Alp is definitely the better player. And also to our primary. Where's Muteba? Oh, he's called Ndunge Muteba, I feel. Yeah. Okay, so both of these are better players than Jonathan Stolt. And I don't feel we need Stolt anymore, so let's release him. A similar argument can be made about Skillermo, but Skillermo is only 23. He is a squad player, apparently, but I feel like his expectations should decline, and if he decreases his expectations, we might sign him on a real contract going forward. We put a lot of effort into this player, but it's sunk cost at this point, so I don't know yet if we will give him a contract or not. We might as well try now, see what he wants to be. He still wants to be squad player. I still think he's a fringe player. And yeah, that's a problem. So even if we go with squad player, he wants some serious money, at least for us. So I'm not willing to go there. Dennis Söderberg is much too expensive. We've been there. He wants 300 euros a week, I think, at this point. And we also already had talks with him. Harry Warwick is a different situation. He's really cheap. His contract runs out. But I think as a backup member he will serve going forward. He has 10 appearances, 2 goals. This is not great, but it's alright. He's an Englishman, which is important to us in our club. So yeah, we can keep it like this. If he agrees to a new contract, that would be alright. On the other hand, he will probably make the 15 games and have the optional extension triggered at some point. So we don't need to renegotiate a contract for a much higher wage on the but we could. Let's see what he wants. He thinks he's a fringe player. I agree. And we cannot offer him a wage that is that low. So that's an easy one. Yes, we will do that. Also for that wage. There will not be an appearance fee, there will not be this, there will not be that. We will offer him a long contract with an automatic extension and so on. This is all decent. So of course he has some deficits, but from a contract perspective, there's nothing to worry about here. Even if we have him in the squad and we don't need him anymore, for €6 per week, I don't care, really. So this is a no-brainer to me from a financial point of view, and obviously he accepts it immediately. So that's good. Now he's bound to the club for much longer, and we can just plan with him. And well, we might also always loan him out. That's also a possibility. This guy's 26, we already loaned him out once. He trains as an inverted winger on support duty. And as you can see, the improvements are really nothing to speak of. But it's not that he got worse in anything. So I'm okay with it. The performances at the loaning club as well as at our club have been okay-ish. As a backup member or a fringe player, he will do. Asarson. Asarson's contract situation is similar to Warwick's. He has a 1-year extension, an automatic extension. The thing is, Asarson plays more. He's a regular starter for us, and yeah, more or less. He might play even more going forward. On the other hand, he doesn't develop much. That's part of his overall situation. He's a ball-winning midfielder, and as much as we play him, well, he develops a little bit, right? But as you can see, he lost the attribute points in other areas. This isn't strictly development. This is more like, I don't know, redistribution of attributes. So do we want to keep him going forward? Maybe. Depends on the money, right? For this amount of money, sure. He makes some appearances in the first team. His average rating isn't great with 6.77, but we're going for bargains here in that area of financially, so it doesn't matter much. But he shouldn't be considered a regular starter. Well, maybe squad player I can deal with, because that's what he is. Okay, now he wants €10 a week. The increase is not that high. So we'll offer him 8. Go for a 2-year contract, remove all of that stuff, and give him a long-term contract and hope that he agrees on to it. Same here. Now obviously he wants more money, so we will need to increase that at some a tiny bit, probably. Yeah, he doesn't like that. So let's go with 9. Next, maybe he goes down. And come on. Also, my mouse is still broken, so in case it looks like I'm clicking around or taking a lot of time to click around, this is down to the fact that sometimes the left mouse button doesn't work. Okay, can we force him into a €9 per week contract? Probably. I still want a relegation wage drop, and the optional extension by the club is viable, I feel. Fine. Let's give him the 10. I could try to renegotiate this forever, well, or until it turns orange. But I feel like it really doesn't matter much wage-wise. This is okay. I want the clauses in place though. And it works. This is okay. Yeah, this is good. So we got these two covered. What about Zetterberg? Zetterberg is a special case. He has no clauses. To me, he's an important player of the squad to a degree. Now, he is signed as an emergency backup, if I'm not mistaken, or as a backup. But at this point, he's vice captain. He has decent ability. His performances have been okay-ish for a keeper. We can deal with that. It's not like we expect anything of him. And development-wise, well, he's 30. 31 at this point. So I don't expect him to develop into anything, really. I just expect him to remain that way. And hopefully we can put off the decline until he's 40. So that's a concept here. There's another part of this. This part is the fact that he would make a really good goalkeeping coach for us. But he didn't want to sign as a goalkeeping coach just yet. In case he ever wants to go there, we will need to give him an additional role as a goalkeeping coach. And I would love to overpay for that, for the combination of the two roles. Being a keeper and basically coaching himself. But I don't think he likes that. He doesn't want to do it like that. So he considers himself a backup still, for some reason. 15 euros per week is cheaper than previously. But the last times I tried to give him a contract as a player and a coach, he declined. So we will go with the player contract here just because I don't want to lose him. And the short contracts are not really worthwhile at this point. Last time we had that thought process, we tried to give him a short contract because we were not sure if we want to keep him around in case we go up. Well, this doesn't happen going forward. We will not go up. At least not this season. So we can definitely extend his contract for longer. For this wage also, even if we go down, we might as well have this. And same with the clauses here. I don't worry about the contract length at this point. Not for that wage. I don't think we can reduce the wage to 9 euros, which is the next step. So I'm willing to just give him his basic wage and not give any bonuses and just give negative clauses, let's say, for him. And he will accept it immediately, yeah, so maybe I should have negotiated. But Zetterberg is important to us. Eric Vidén, I don't feel like we should extend his contract. We got rid of one central defender at one point, and he's already 30. He actually did develop out on loan for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. But overall, I feel like we can do better. And this is not strictly a bad contract, but we don't need to extend it. He's not one to go for the first team anytime soon. Then there's Melander. Melander is really expensive. But the last two, well, he's an old guy. And his contract says that it will automatically get extended. If he makes 15 games, he's on 6 now. I don't see him making the 15 games. So if we want to extend his contract, we gotta do it manually. Do we want to though? Well, I shouldn't care too much about the money at this point. But I still do. But I feel in his case, he contributes to the squad morale overall, or the personality. Morale-wise, not a problem so far. He sees himself as an emergency backup at this point. So if we can extend his contract and maybe renegotiate the terms, that would be great. Especially the 45 euros per week is a bit much. He didn't play that much. So he's considered surplus to requirements. I disagree. I disagree with that because I feel like he's a decent passer and he can still play a decent ball on the pitch. And well, he's a playmaker type, right? But for us as a regista, this might work. Even with physical decline, Sure, his mentals and his technicals could be a tiny bit better, but we just want him to be on the pitch in case we need anybody, or if he trains that well. And recently he trained really well. Also, he's got decent set pieces. Penalty taking, free kick taking isn't that great. That's why he's improving it. And corner taking is also decent. So I can live with that. We have really bad set piece takers in our squad overall. And this is as good as it goes for us. And we had a really hard time finding anyone else. So in that sense, this is a viable addition to the squad. Even if it's not first team, right? This is strictly emergency backup. Also, he can be a mentor for the playmaker types. And if we've got another, I don't know, 17-year-old that comes through, he's a viable mentor for playmaker types, alongside Malte Ekman. So they can form a mentoring group. Now it's all about the money at this point. And this is great. So he's on a 45 contract right now. I'm gonna try to get him down to 25, and we will be able to settle this on 30 probably, if he's not really strict with it. And we will include the same clauses here, and also relegation wage drop. He is not susceptible to injury, but at his age, he might as well agree to an injury release clause. I don't know, maybe not. But the extensions are not threatening to him anymore. He doesn't consider that he will get a better contract somewhere else at this point. So we're already down to 30. He doesn't want a 1-year contract extension by the club. In case he absolutely doesn't accept it, we might as well go without it. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's... well, he can have that bonus. We'll remove it later on. Also the appearance fees and all that stuff. But I will go down to 225 anyway, and hope that he agrees to this. Doesn't. No promotion wage raise, but I want a relegation wage drop. That's important to us. We might get relegated, and in that case, we want the players to be on really cheap contracts. He's pleased that we almost got a deal. So we will go for 30. He costs 45 right now. I will go for 25 here, increase this. And give him... This is the goal bonus. Let's give him a decent goal bonus and a decent loyalty bonus, and maybe we need to pay this going forward. Maybe not. Yeah, that's fine. Wonderful. So we will renegotiate that deal immediately. Get that stuff away. I don't worry too much about the goal bonus. Actually, the appearance fee is more important to me. And he might want to keep one. Or not. Yeah, doesn't. Cool. Loyalty fees also not important to him. And now he will probably... he doesn't care about the gold bonus either. Relegation wage drop. Sure. Can we have a 50? Yes. Okay. And now we got him on a really cheap contract. For an emergency backup, this is great. Just to compare this to Stolt, which I released all of a sudden. Melander is a viable addition as a personality to the squad. So this is why he gets money and Stolt gets none. Even though I don't feel like Melander will go anywhere anytime soon, progress-wise. I mean, as a 30-year-old, well, as somebody who distributes the ball, he might make it in that role for an extended period of time, but we saved some on the wages, that's for sure. So that's good. Voltigord Blom, similar principle, although I feel his performances last season have been decent for some reason. I didn't expect that, really, of him. He's definitely an emergency backup. Do we want to keep him for another year? We might as well extend the contract. On the other hand, maybe we can get him for cheaper. So, yeah. But in central defense, he's definitely not one for the first team. He is one to keep around, though, due to the personality. And he's not available as a staff member just yet. But let's say if he ever goes for a staff role, this is the age where you start when you start considering, well, we might get some cheap stuff out of this. So if we can get him as a cheap addition to the staff going forward, it might be worthwhile to keep him around for personality reasons, and then later on as a staff member. And it doesn't cost us much on 25 per week. Now let's have a look into his contract demands. If the contract demands are similar to this, and we might as well trigger the clause, right? But I don't think they will be. So as an emergency backup, he's willing to go with this. They're lower. This is good. So let's force him to a 15 per week contract. And yeah, I'm not sure if we want to go with 2 years here. 1 additional year is probably fine. And contract extension clauses as we are used to them. Because if he makes 15 games, we need him for another season anyway. Yeah, he doesn't like that. Okay, so let's keep that stuff in. Extension by the club. And the relegation wage drop. It doesn't matter much anyway, I feel. Now he's down to 15. Wonderful. And now we can remove all of that stuff. Go with a relegation wage drop. Contract extension by the club. And might as well go with an injury release clause at this point. Maybe he accepts it. No, he doesn't. But this is not about the money, I think. This is about the injury release clause. He doesn't want to be released in case he gets injured. And hopefully he accepts this. Yes, wonderful. This is what we wanted, and all of a sudden we saved an additional money. So this was not my intent when looking at this screen and going through the expiring contracts. But we saved 10 euros a week on Boltegard Blom. We saved 15 euros a week on Melander. We save a few euros on Zetterberg. We spend a few more on Assarsson and Warwick. But overall, this is an improvement financially. So that's good. Alp we already did, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we already did it. And he went down with his demands too, right? Yeah, he did. Okay, this is great. Lucas Johansson, we just signed. Like, literally two weeks ago. He's really cheap, and he's an emergency backup for us. I feel he can do that, can retain that role. And we can really renegotiate with him at the end of the season. Doesn't matter much. Hilberg is still rather expensive for what he does to the squad. He's not a big contributor, but good personality. And if we get him down wage-wise, I'm willing to keep him. He offers great flexibility, and that shows in his appearances. He had 7 appearances. Some of those were from the start even. But we can drop him onto the pitch in case we need anyone to or someone to appear anywhere, and that's okay. Also, personality is good. I already mentioned that, but attribute-wise, he's lacking. I see him as a box-to-box midfielder first and foremost. He's not strong enough for that role. Sure, he's 27, so he might make some minor improvements, but I don't think we need him specifically as a player that is destined to play every game. And if he sits on the bench for an entire season, that's okay, right? Just not for that money. But on the other hand, I offered him that vastly superior terms when he came into the club, so his demands might have declined. Let's see, role-wise. He considers himself an emergency backup, and that's what he is. That's okay. He will not develop into much, probably, and form hasn't been great recently, so emergency backup is okay. The 35 is on level with his current contract, but he's got a clause. So given that we are willing to pay him going forward, we might as well try to go with 25 here, give him all that stuff, and include the clauses here again. Something like this. And I hope that he accepts it. And maybe we can get him down to 30. Yeah, so 30 is a thing. I will skip the relegation wage drop for now and increase this one to 15. That's a clean sheet bonus apparently. So might as well include a goal bonus here. But I don't think he cares about those. Where is it? Or an assist bonus. He really can have both. But to the effective wage, this doesn't contribute much. But I'd rather give him bonuses for achieving something than a basic wage. Especially as I don't consider him to play 25 games per season. So yeah, that's too close for him. He wants a 35 effective wage. This is probably bad. We can give him an additional bonus. This would result in a 35 effective wage with a lower base wage. Might be worthwhile, given that he's back up. So we'll try if he accepts this. I'm not sure. We increased the loyalty bonus by a lot, though, and included some of the bonuses here. So we might not be able to remove this later on. Or he might not accept it at all. He doesn't. Okay, so this is not good, but we know that we can renegotiate a new deal with him at some point. Westberg's contract runs out. This is an odd case. I feel like he's a decent keeper for us. His aerial reach is the only real weakness. He's 24. He's on level with Zetterberg, more or less. But his personality isn't that good. Am I willing to keep him around? Sure. But on the other hand, if there's another player at this point that can take his role, a goalkeeper, I would be willing to part with him, even sell him. But we have no idea about the quality of other keepers. Yeah. Our scouting has been gutted, so that's my fault. But we needed the money. Or define needed, obviously, but yeah. We preferred the money, let's put it that way. So if we assign another keeper, it should be one that's worthwhile. And that means either great potential, really young, or it means personality-wise really great. I realize that Zetterberg is a balanced personality, but I feel like we should strive to include personalities into the squad that work well. And this for us means professionalism and probably consistency. So we don't know much about these players anymore. Neither about these. Most of them will usually be really bad. But there's some free, that are free signings that are not on contract too. So let's offer trials to anyone here. And with Westberg, we'll have to wait and see. The same goes for Anton Berg, by the way. He's only 16-year-old, but as a temperamental personality, I don't want him to include him on a permanent basis to the squad. It's called volatile here, apparently. On the other hand, he might definitely make it into the first team at some point, skill-wise. So, not sure what to do with him. I wasn't squad overview though, and it was sorted by expiring contracts. Okay, Boltegard Plum we handled. We skipped Khalili, by the way. So what about Mustafa Khalili? At this point, he's really a pawn for us at this point. The problem with Khalili is that he's decent. He didn't play bad, especially not out on loan this season, but neither last season with us. He's good enough to play with them. He's good enough to remain there. He's a viable emergency backup option. But on the other hand, we really don't need him. We have like so many people that can play there, especially young people. But I have no issues with him so far. So do we want to extend his contract? This runs the risk that we might not be able to loan him out once more. But as an emergency backup, yeah, he goes for a six-week contract. This is minimum wage. We can do this. Give him another year and try to extend the loan immediately, for example, so that we can just recall him once we need him. I'll even go with something like this. And due to the increase in wage, he might even accept it. Yeah, he does. So, given that his loan performances have been good at the loaning club, doesn't matter much to me. Maybe we can extend his loan later on. If we can't, well, we've got a squad member hanging around for €6 per week. Doesn't matter. Helberg, Westberg, Liljedahl. Now it gets complicated. So, Jonathan Liljedahl didn't improve as much as I want him to. And he's one of the more important players of our squad, but also one of the more expensive ones. Performances don't show that he's an important player for us, and this is bad. It's just a sad part of the game. On the other hand, well, will he make the 15 appearances? Yes, he will. If he doesn't get injured, we will play him 4 additional times, so that's not an issue. His contract will get extended, in that sense, for €50 per week. Now, is he willing to sign for less? Not sure. He's considered a squad player. I think he's important at this point. So, this is the first real money that we might need to spend. On the other hand, he's not that good, right? But for a 24-year-old, so he plays inverted winger for us, the physicals are a problem for him. He's more of the mental guy, I'd say. This doesn't sound right. But his anticipation, work rate, vision, and off-the-ball movement, also bravery, are really good. Determination is decent. He's lacking in composure and decisions on the mental side, and that's it. That's hard to find, especially considering that this gets this comes along with dribbling, first touch, passing, and technique on a decent level. None of it is wonderful, but it doesn't matter. His major weakness is crossing and maybe long shots in that role. He might as well go as an inside forward. He's not that fast, but he's got what he needs for it. Also, the corner taking is decent. I think he doesn't, but corner taking is decent. So it's all about the crossing in the end. Or maybe we should play him as an inside forward on attack duty. I don't know. Probably more of a passer. And more fun to take the odd long shot. His finishing could improve, sure. He also has got a trait that fits really well with his attributes. He moves into channels, and moving into channels requires off-the-ball movement and anticipation, if I'm not too mistaken. So that's good. So now I talked like 5 minutes about why I want to keep him. Might as well do it, right? Also personality, in case I forgot to mention that. Yes, this is decent for that position. This is what I want to build upon. Where's the weakness? The weakness is well, the pace and physicals. This is dangerous. And we cannot see that so far. He had broken ribs in 2025, and a twisted knee and pulled hamstring, but he was lucky in that sense. But sure, he wants to be a regular starter, or he wants to be an important player. That's true. I'm willing to go with regular starter for him. But if he wouldn't accept it, I would also go with important player. Doesn't matter. And here's the thing: he wants an increase in wage, and I feel like this is fine. I feel like this is warranted at this point. I don't want to splash the entire cash on him, so we will try to renegotiate a much lower deal. But I'm willing to extend his contract. And he had a clause though, right? Yeah. I'm willing to extend this. There's one thing that comes up though. Ytterhogdals is one of those players that... there's a promise. So this is our last chance to extend his contract, and he will be annoyed going forward. So we might not pay this anyway, because he will need to be sold on. And in a way I hate to do this. But it's not like I can afford to let a player leave on a free. So we need to sign him for another contract. Okay, 55 is much too low. Sure, we can do that. We will not do that. Definitely not. Can we get him down to 65? Probably. Now let's include some nasty clauses here. That might improve the resale value. These clauses, in case, or we can just force him to remain at the club if we want to. It's not good enough. He wants 70. He wants 70. Okay, he gets the 70, but I will get my clauses. That's the deal. And we'll improve this to 250 and hope that it works. So this is a lot of money. But to me, he is an important player. I'm even willing to upgrade this to important player going forward. Okay, that was too much. He doesn't want that. So we will need to renegotiate that. But we've got a bit time on our hands, so that's not a problem. There's other players that want a new contract, by the way. So we promised them to do it at the end of the season. That has been cancelled. This is great. That's Moreira da Silva and Wickberg, who want a new contract. I feel like in both cases we can deal with that. Moreira da Silva has already an extension clause. He played 6 games this season and they were really good. So there's no reason not to have him around, even as an emergency backup. But he feels like he's a regular starter at this point, and that might be problematic. Let's see what he expects. Yeah, he wants to be a regular starter. To me, he's a fringe player. Yeah. Okay, let's say squad player. Yeah, this is too much. He will not improve his, or maybe we can have a look into it, but that's decent. But he will not improve much going forward. There's not much improvement to be had here, and he's on a really cheap contract. I don't want to go for 55, especially as we have other players on a similar level. They don't bring it to the pitch though, and he's a long time member. Anyway, I'm not willing to pay this, so that will not go well. Wickberg, he's on a €6 per week contract. He probably just wants to extend his contract. Do we want to keep him? Same here. As an emergency backup, yeah, probably. I want to compare him to our new signing though. Because we cannot keep 15 central defenders around the squad. And if I compare Wickberg to Johansson, okay, Johansson is much worse. So we could definitely pay Wickberg a moderately decent wage. As a fringe player, I would probably go with that. He wants to be squad player though. Okay, fine. You can be squad player. He wants to have 55, and that I don't think is viable for him. I don't think he's that good, so I'm not going to pay that. And now they are unhappy. Shouldn't have done that probably, but yeah. This complements our difficult situation in the season really well. And now they will be unhappy. Apparently both are professionals. So Stolt has been released. Yeah, last resort it is. And everybody here, well, not everybody, but some of them rejected the trial offers. Some trials are going down though. That's a lot of them actually. Yeah, there were some trials of guys that were would have been free transfers. Okay, John Francis. Really, we can move them all to the U19 and look through them later on. And we don't know about the viability going forward just yet. I'm also willing to go with a stronger player in midfield, and same for a striker. We can use a player that, I don't know, needs to earn 50 to 80 if he brings something to the table, like Torbjörn did. It's not like I'm totally opposed to the idea. So if a good signing becomes available, I'm willing to pay that one. But so far, this good signing didn't appear. Well, he did develop, but he's not good enough overall, I think. Mentals are great though. Gotta say that. The mentals are great. I didn't realize that so far, but Kulafish's mental attributes are really good for our level. This is really good. Let's compare this to Ishak for a second. What's the problem then? So as a target forward on support duty, actually Kulovic is the better one. Well, he's got better balance and he's a little bit stronger. Overall, physicals are way better with Ishak, but in terms of well, making it in the penalty area, he might be better, and that's much closer than I expected. I didn't know that. So yeah, as I already mentioned, the mental attributes are good on Kolafic for our level of play. He's a better finisher also. It doesn't matter much for the way we play. He's got a better header. This is weird. I didn't expect this. So in that sense, Kulafic is a worthwhile addition to the squad for For the formations where we play with target man, he might be the better target man. Now, obviously, he lacks on the physical side, a tiny bit. But as a target forward, he might do. And his heading is not bad, strictly speaking. His passing could see some improvement. Performances have been really bad so far, though. But we'll play this guy the next home game. We'll play him. And, well, we've got a clause here. A really long one. So, doesn't matter. We can extend his contract later on if we want to. Is there anyone else that has contract running out 2026? A lot. But, with some of these I don't want to deal with. For example, Korovic didn't show anything so far. That warrants an extension. He needs to get his head down and improve in training and as well as on the pitch. Kulovic did this though. Gotta reiterate on that. He was out on loan, it wasn't great. He came back, it wasn't great. He trains well. He tries. Hagedal, I don't see any potential in him going forward. He's 24 though, so there might be something left in the tank here, but with the balanced personality, I don't see him as a long-term squad member, even though he is, right? He's an important player, I feel too. Yeah, influential at least. He wants a new contract at some point. I don't know, maybe a case for sale. And then there's Ekman. Ekman earns too much for what he contributes to the squad right now. He made 11 appearances this season. No big problem with his appearances, but I definitely want to keep him around, let's put it that way. No, definitely not. And also I don't think he's an important player. He's a squad player to me. Yeah, no, well. I don't think we will go there. He needs to come down from his throne at this point. And I am aware that this is a very important player for us, but he will get his contract extended anyway. So, doesn't matter that much. Okay, enough talk about contracts, I feel. We had, well, some of them at this point that might get extended. We're 50 minutes into the stream now, and we only had a look at contracts. But the next transfer will come up too. We might make the odd winter transfer if it's really suited. If the player fits into the squad and is a major improvement, we will make a signing or two. The same goes with sales though. If there's a contract offer that is acceptable for us, we will do that. So this is bad, obviously. Yeah, no, he's very interested to speak with other clubs. Same with Wickberg. I worry about losing Moreira da Silva. But now that he's unhappy, it's probably better to let him go. So we will try something here. We will try to sell them both. And this is down to finance, really. So let's say 2.5k. I feel this is viable for him. Maybe somebody's interested. And the same for Moreira da Silva. I feel that I think there was a Portuguese club that was interested in him anyway, previously. Probably nobody's willing to pay that much, but well, they might surprise us. Training. So for the next match there is attacking free kicks apparently still. No, this is because it's scheduled. Yes. Okay, so attacking free kicks is fine. We can deal with that. I feel like attacking movement we need, and we need teamwork and defensive shape as always. So this is strictly match preparation training, and we will probably go with that going forward. In case any one of these clubs is really strong with anything. Is there already a report here? What's the club called? Lulea. I cannot type the other sign. This is... No, this is for this match, but we don't have a scouting report just yet. I don't even know who Robin Eriksson is and why he should talk to him. But sure. Fantastic. The asking price is too high. Moreira da Silva didn't complain though. Yeah, sure. I mean, his contract runs out. We got no clause. Of course, it's good. The asking price is much too high. And Guillermo develops concerns that he needs to start more games. Do we really want to get rid of 2 players in the middle of the season? Shouldn't have started the contract negotiations too. Well. The doorbell just rang. Hopefully my girlfriend will do that. Probably. So... problem with him is I would like to keep him around, but not for that wage. That's my thing with him. I think he's a decent or moderately rounded central defender. That's why we signed him in the first place. $6.82. I didn't make up my mind just yet. So he's also a fairly consistent performer. He's got a decent pace and acceleration. He's 23. He never played an entire season for us. Are we willing to offer him a decent contract over Hagedal though? So obviously Hagedal is the much better jumper. He's strictly, well, Wickberg is strictly better from a technical point of view, but not by much. Vikberg is strictly better in the mental area. He's a year younger though, so that difference here in concentration and decisions that might disappear going forward. So it's more about the physicals there, and I don't think Vikberg is that bad. He can probably make up for some of the deficiencies in comparison to Hagedal. So do I really want to sell him? That's my question, because this kind of central defender is hard to get. The, let's say, the well-rounded type. There's a few that want playing time somewhere. They're on very expensive contracts though. Most of them anyway. So somebody found William Björk, and he's recommended to be signed apparently. Let's give him a trial. See what he can do. What kind of player he is. What about Skillermo? Oh yeah, he develops concerns. So, just like last time, we'll tell him that he can go. Same here. We threatened him and, well, we threatened him with being released, and he didn't want to leave. He wants to stay here. So, we got that. Björk does not want to come in for trial. Well, in that case, you won't. Okay, so let's deal with Luleå. They are 5th in the league, definitely better than we are. This is an away game, so we are under no obligation to do anything in a constructive manner. Cautious mentality at home compared to away matches, apparently. And they play a vertical tiki-taka style. With this formation, it looks like they go with a winger on one side and an inverted winger on the other side. So on the right side, we are expecting this guy to cut inside. And that's dangerous. So we will need to avoid the cutting inside. We'll try to show him to the outside. This is also accompanied by the fact that he's got a weak left foot. So hopefully we can force some more crosses out of him, which would be not that great, his crossing overall. This guy, though, is really dangerous. And wow. So with that jumping reach, that heading, and that strength, in either formation we cannot give him supply. It just doesn't work. We cannot let him have the odd header. He only scored 4 goals in 8 matches. I don't know why. If this guy would play in our formation, we would have definitely more goals. I can definitely see that because he plays with the back to the goal, and well, the short simple passes don't matter much to me. Um, he's somebody to I feel with his head all alone. He's somebody to control the ball either for an unknown squad player or to head it straight in. So he should be able to do that. Then there's Serai here. He's really pacey. It's a really pacey guy. The other one too, right? Yeah. So they are too fast to leave them alone in some sort of pressing system. He isn't even that fast, but he will find the header. Oh, he's got a twisted ankle right now? He might not be fit. This is good. They play a lot of their passes within their own half. And in all honesty, they can have him here. I want to restrict the passing here. So that would mean mid block. Now our players are not used to playing a mid block. This gives him a lot of space though. Yeah, they have no idea how to do this. When to trigger the press. I'd rather push up the defensive line a little bit. They can do that apparently. So that's not a problem, but the mid block is a real problem to them. Considering the pace of the attackers, though, a lower defensive line makes sense. I don't want to go with much lower. We would absorb too much or get too much pressure there. We might endure a lot of pressure anyway with this kind of formation. Okay, let's skip through the week and see how training is going. Maybe somebody trains really well. And I realized that I just scheduled preseason training for the U19, but it doesn't matter much. They don't play any friendlies due to financial circumstances. So it's not like they have any match fitness anyway. Our youth team doesn't develop anything. Not really. It's just a waste of money. There's a recruitment meeting. Cool. This will include all the players we already discussed and nobody. Wonderful. I just went through a lot of these and I'm not willing to go. Like, we offered, for half of them, we offered new contracts and the other half we're not sure yet, so thank you very much. Tolga Dobrev. We should reduce his asking price apparently. Well, they pay the wages. So we're asking for 1k. Well, okay. Maybe we can ask for something like this. This is created by Scout. We look weak in that position apparently. What? No. My Liliadal is out there. We don't need another player there. So definitely not. And his trial finished. I'm a bit conflicted on this guy. On one hand, he's got a good personality, and I would like to have a good ball-winning midfielder in the team. He can certainly do that. On the other hand, the improvement over Asarson is not that great, and he wants really, really superior wages. He wants to be star player, and apparently also an improvement to the coaching team. No, really, I don't want to do that. I've been sick of all these promises all the time. Had enough of that. So we still expect him to play. If he does, that will be good because he'll be, well, moderately hurt. He'll probably score 5 goals against us just because he's moderately hurt. I don't know. They lost the last 2 games though, for some reason. Against Örebro and Motala, so they must have discovered some weakness here. What is it? He doesn't look weak to me. Neither does he. Neither does he. This might be it. So he likes to get forward a lot, and this looks like somebody on attack duty to me. His tackling's decent though, positioning is decent. It's not a weakness specifically. He's a, well, in a physical sense. He's not that strong, and his jumping reach is lacking, and that's it. Overall though, they look good. This is not something I wanna. I don't wanna face them and try to make the game. Let's put it that way. And if they're unhappy, they can go off the bench. So maybe Ngongo can be on the bench after all. But we need to wait for the training of this week. Well, we need to start winning games at some point. The problem is with if once we face opponent squads that are really on a better standard than our squads, it's hard to find weaknesses there and to exploit them. So what we can do is we can look into our own squad, try to use our strengths, but that's not that many. We got decent jumpers we got in the squad, and moderately decent headers. That's all we had. David Persson, what about him? He's one of those that complains about overall training though, all the time, if I'm not mistaken. He doesn't like to train hard. So to me, well, this is lacking overall. Yeah, really lacking. Finishing 4. Great. So I'll train him on the shooting, but I don't see him developing into anything useful. Peter Moldig. That bravery of 2. We should teach him some heading. Trains as a target forward with strength 5. If he'll make it, I'll be really impressed. I will not have Asarson taking corners. I need him in defense. Defensive positioning is a weakness of Hogdal, at least as far as I'm concerned. I'm not gonna go into anything else with him. Yeah, and he doesn't show any improvement because he doesn't play. Now, he did have the odd game, but he didn't perform well. Westberg. Tactical stuff is no longer a weakness. Yeah, great. So what should we play him in, or teach him instead? I mean, aerial reach, obviously. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't. Aerial reach is one of these things that's natural to a keeper. So, apparently. So we cannot even train him on that. Sure, why not? We can try to improve his concentration. The other stuff here isn't that important to me. Ekström will not improve his positional ability without additional match experience. I don't think this is relevant. If I look at he's fast. That's it. If I look at this overall skill set, he's a fast one and he can somewhat dribble with the ball. The rest of it is really, really bad. I would be willing to part with this immediately. I'm not sure why we signed him in the first place. Malte Ekman will not go to the perfectionist mentoring unit because he might teach the other guys stuff they do not want to have, the traits. And then there's Orberg and Kulovic. I really want to play Kulovic, but not this game. I'll play him next game. If Ishak doesn't score like 5 goals this game, which I don't expect him to. I wouldn't have known by the star ratings that it's that close. This is strictly due to form, probably. Kulovic did improve a little bit, and he might make it in the squad. I didn't realize it, but his mentals are good. His physicals are acceptable. If he gets the playing time, he might make it. And we signed a replacement for Ian Alholmström without giving Kulovic ever a real chance. Yeah, feels kind of stupid, to be honest. But I've talked about this for, I don't know, 2 seasons now, the Football Manager. giving him a real chance. Back then, in my defense, Iron Holmström was around back then, and Iron Holmström scored 20 goals a season, so didn't matter much. If you've got a striker that works, you stick with it, right? You don't want to toss things around and hope that it goes better. Did we offer him a new contract anyway? Yes. So he's on a new contract, and he's on a new contract. This improved the financial circumstances of the club, especially the wage bill. It went down to 783. Apparently, it was above previously. So actually, the wage bill is quite high this season. Interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, we've got some depth to the squad, even if it's not that great quality-wise. We spend a lot of money on players that don't play much. On the other hand, we are okay with if somebody gets injured. Overall. George Handel. Well, now the next English guy is on the way out. He's not that bad though. Well, his physicals could improve a little bit. He's on a rather expensive non-contract right now. Oh, it's also one of the, because he's also one of those that wants an improvement in training facilities, so he might as well go. Usually, where is he? Yeah, here. I'll let him go. Whatever. I don't want to deal with this. Let him leave. So there's another training session today. Well, two actually. Attacking free kicks and attacking movement. So we didn't train the corners this time. That's Simon Chupancic, who's on trial. He's unhappy with the volume of strength training. There's no high volume of strength training to speak of. I don't know what he's complaining about. He doesn't like the shooting training. Doesn't think it's beneficial. Well, how about composure and decisions? Or dribbling, really? No, it's the high amount of extra training. I realized that Puget can become a top player. The problem is he doesn't develop with us. And he doesn't perform here. So far. Danielson. This is a wonderful name and also terrible physicals. Yeah, that's why we try to improve him all over the board. But I don't know if we can make it. Should have the size though. For a striker, at least to a degree. Khalili extended his contract. Boldigrad Blom extended his contract on a cheaper wage. Asason did on a slightly more expensive wage. Sederberg on a cheaper wage. And Moreira da Silva as, well, there's a press article about it. This is really annoying. I shouldn't have taken this to the next level. I should have accepted it at the end of the season, and found a way for a new deal at the end of the season. Now I'm stuck with Jonas Andersson, who hasn't shown any progress so far. And if we compare this to Moreira da Silva, I think Moreira da Silva is the better one, right? Yeah. By a landslide. So Anderson has really great mentals, but he's not suited for this league, sadly. So far. I think that's one of the players that I had, and I spotted back when we were down a league lower. I will not give a player a better contract because he complains about it. So hopefully that wasn't a bad decision. And now we can look at the lineup. What will we do? Apparently, he's delighted with our comments. For some reason. I do not want to have a director of football that's absolutely incapable of, well, anything. And I don't want him as on head of youth development either. The other recommendation wasn't really worthwhile to look into. So, is there somebody who trained really well? Yes, Kulovic. But I cannot give Kulovic, well, I can. But I do not want to give Kulovic a place in the squad right now, due to the fact that Ishak is more suited to in the role of the pressing forward, I feel. But going forward, we might change his training. No, he already trains as a pressing forward. Disregard that. This is good. So he can be the pressing forward for the squad, and Kulafetch can be the target man, and then we can decide what on a game-by-game basis. Terander is already included. This is fine. Hellstrom is already included. Oh, look at that marking. Hellberg isn't there. Should be on a bench though. Berg trains well. Ostrom. That's a skill problem. He needs to improve overall. I even thought about loaning him out at this point. He doesn't play here, he needs to play. Is there anybody interested in him? Anderson would play anyway, and Ngongo's on the bench. Lilidal will play. Forsell is listed as somebody who will play. The only one here that I'm not sure about is Hellberg. Yes, he's on the bench too. Boldigord Blom. So Boldigord Blom is one of those that I'm not sure that needs to be on the bench. On the other hand, we threw Wickberg off. Johansson didn't do anything to warrant a place on the bench, so we might go with Boldigord Blom here, even though he's a bit slow. But yeah, maybe that's still a good idea like this. Are there any specific instructions in midfield? I don't think so. They close down more here. That's it. And Ishak, well, that's a default instruction for him, right? Cannot select Ishak for some reason. Doesn't work. It works here though. Okay. Whatever. Stuff happens. So hopefully Dalkurd win it. That's it. How important is a win? A win is always important. My park the bus style. Yes, I really like that. Not at all. So they play a quick passing game. Yeah, I mean, I like that style to a degree. Do I fear coming up against him? These questions. So with Christopher Alp, I'm not so sure. I think he needs to work hard. And with Marcus Esarson and the new contract, I feel he needs to improve, yes. But on the other hand, I feel like he's not that weak. So let's say he needs to improve. Let's be a bit more negative about our players from time to time. And hopefully that can induce some changes in their mental behavior. But I'm not sure. So we are talking football aesthetics apparently. Footballing aesthetics. Well, we can definitely praise Kulafich here. And Svensson again. He trains well. Means well. Doesn't go anywhere though. This will not suffice. Overall, morale is strictly average at this point. So we didn't change the lineup. Like, not at all, I think. His training hasn't been good. .6 rating last game. He should not concede that many. Conduct is decent though. Let's say he's a good influence on... Sure. Is there anything else we can discuss? 6.92 as a form is not that bad that I want to go there. Anderson. Anderson's form on a 6.62 is not good enough, so we might as well tell him. He accepts that. The 6.6 last game, I mean, his tackling was great. So let's praise the tackling. Overall, I'm not sure if I wanna. Well, we conceded 2 goals, so we might criticize the defensive performance. Okay. Okay, he likes that. And then in the last 5 games he didn't get any cards, so that's good. So morale is much better now. Hagedal. Training is bad. We also have to discipline him. Oh. Probably due to the lapses in defense, yes. I should have looked into this. So, this was totally random. Is there anything that was good? Well, the heading. But 10 out of 13 is not that great. This is really a bad performance. How's the form? 7.02. If not for the last game, I could probably praise this. But the last game was really bad. But he had good form previously. That's quite contrary to what we saw results-wise. Gotta say this. Hellstrom. His form is all over the place. So he's not a consistent player, apparently, but according to this he is. Not sure why. His heading is really great. At least last game. Defensively overall, I don't feel this is good. He should do better. I feel he is a good influence on the rest of the squad though. So let's do that and not tell him anything about his form. His training has been decent, so might as well recommend that. So that's good. He's in perfect morale now. Muteba. His overall progress is really lacking, is it? Yeah, he doesn't improve much. Well, a tiny bit. He was the one that didn't play well last game, though. He was really bad defensively. I think both goals were created over his wing. Conduct has been bad too. That's in the last 5 games. There's a red card and 2 yellow cards. Okay, apparently I'm a bit harsh. Maybe I should have waited for another red card. But anyway, he accepts it. And then there's the training performance. I think we can criticize this here. So there's that. Not great, but okay. Melander. Wonderful training performance so far. Actually, he had a bad game apparently last game. I didn't notice. I would need to look into this. How's his form? Well, there's no form to speak of just yet. 6.5 last game. Okay, this is not terrible, but it's not a good game. He didn't create any chances, so we'll tell him. Yeah, he accepts that one. His tackling was at 100% though. Can we praise that? Yes, we can. So hopefully he will do better this game. And for the conduct, sure, why not? It's just who he is. Good. It's not perfect, but it's something. Then there's August Tillander. He did improve again. With Tillander, I always feel like this is just something that happens. Honestly, I don't know where this will end. He's one of the few players in the squad that really develops, I feel. Yeah, well, not overall, but if I look at this, this looks like he gets molded into his role as an inverted winger. And even though I don't like the loss of finishing here, for example, it has been better as a former striker. I can certainly see that he improves as a player in the role we play him in. So this is good. Training on a 7.7. I don't want to praise him every time, but it's alright. 6.5 last game is not good. His passing has been good last game though. But overall he didn't create many chances, so might as well tell him. Otherwise, what's going on? 6.86, that's not good enough for first team, but not bad enough to criticize it just yet. And then we've got the conduct. Well, this conduct is decent. It's not great. We can probably skip that for this session. Asarson. Not good training. His progression hasn't been great either. 6.4 rating, we already warned him about it. We should criticize his defensive performance. Yeah, it's not part of it. Let's criticize the lack of chances created, even though he's a ball-winning midfielder. I'd rather prefer for this kind of midfielder in this role to criticize the lack of defensive positioning, but it doesn't exist here. He won 3 out of 3 headers, and well, the passing wasn't good enough. I don't know yet. If there's another game like this, maybe Korovic will make another appearance. Even though his training is really bad. So that's Asarson, Nila Forcell. Same as always. Not much to say about his training performance. 7.0 is decent. Passing is rather good. And his form overall isn't great, but I have no complaints. That's really one of, I don't get why this happens. Or maybe I do. He's one of these players that has decent physicals, and certainly isn't really lacking anywhere. He will not improve anytime soon, but I'm happy to have him in the squad. That's one of these positions you don't have to deal with changes all the time. And there was, if you remember Torbjörn, whatever, came into the club, well, was a better player than Nila Forcell. Nila Forcell just took to the backup role for more or less a half to 1.5 seasons, and got back into it once Torbjörn was gone. And now he plays on the same level, or even with a bit of an improvement in the same role. Doesn't matter much to him. And if we keep him around for another 5 years, he might develop into a really core member of the squad after all. But it really takes a lot of time with him. So, yeah. He's just a part of the core of the squad, and that's okay. If he would have better personality, I would praise him much more. But so far, this is where we'll go. Lilydal, a bit out of position here. His training improved a tiny bit. 7.2, scored a goal last game, this is good. We can probably praise him either on the passing or on the goal scored. Let's put it that way. Okay, training wise, I don't want to comment on it. The form hasn't been that bad. Development. The development in the last months wasn't good though. So maybe we can go there. He's 24 though. So I don't expect any big jumps in development of him. On the other hand, he can still develop a little bit. Then there's Anton Ishak. He didn't train well. And he didn't play well last game. Why didn't he play well? Well, a lack of chances created mostly. He had 41 headers though. And overall, his form is decent. I hope he can score 1 or 2 in the next game. Westberg didn't play recently, didn't train well. Gongo. He trained a bit better, but not praiseworthy. .02. Yeah, he had some decent performances, so we'll need to play him from time to time now that Moreira da Silva is not happy. Boldegard Blom trained well? No, he didn't. But I will still put him on the bench because the rest of the squad trained even worse. Didn't play a lot recently, so overall good conduct. Here's Alp. This is horrible training. .6 last game. Didn't create many chances, well, or any at all. Maybe he can go in forward though. Multi-Eggman. He had an assist last time. His training is really bad though. So with the assist, I cannot really criticize his game. I cannot praise his game either, because he didn't create chances or have many key passes. This is strictly average. Also, there's the yellow cards are too far away. We can criticize his form though. I don't know when we did this last time. Oh, there's a lot to criticize here. Yeah, that's better. He played as a central midfielder last time, if I'm not mistaken. So, that was new for him, to a degree. Hellberg. Yeah, he trained well. He played, well, 10 minutes. Not much to say about this, and it was in some sort of weird role, I think, as a replacement for the inverted winger. Doesn't matter much to me. He did good enough. He's a bench player, at least for now. And then there's Warwick. Bad training. Sorry, sir, but this will not do. Yes, passing was okay last game, but he didn't create any chances. And 7 out of 8 is a decent passing rate, so... Where is it? This. So that's for the playing squad. The overall squad could do with some additional warnings too, or with some additional talk, but I want to extend it too much at this point. Alander Assassin has apologized, this is good. And then there's Ishak. Well, maybe the increase in work rate will have some effect. Alright, that's a match for today. Saturday's match against Luleå. There we go. Apparently we needed to calculate a lot of matches. This is the way it goes down with my hardware. No. Fine. So we will play same time as everyone else, 15 p.m. Right, it's not 15 p.m., right? It's 3 p.m. Nobody wants Ostrom on loan. And they signed Hennel. So we got rid of one of our promises. That's a bit of a bummer that we... Well, it's completed now. Well, so it's a bit of a bummer that we lost an English player. But we should probably only sign English players going forward. If they can, if they're willing to come in without any promise for an improvement in training facilities. We shouldn't do that. I don't want to promise anything anymore to my players. I really dislike that. Well, I like it if we can if you can fulfill the promises, but Football Manager really forces you into promises that you do not keep, or that you are unable to keep. Okay, what's the plan? The plan is to park the bus and counter. That's it. No further planning. Maybe we can show some of the players onto their weak feet. It's probably right for him. And right for him. So let's show them onto the weaker foot. The other ones here, yeah, probably close him down. And he's got a weaker foot too. But they will close them down anyway. Might as well instruct them too, though. I don't feel any one of those needs to be man-marked. No, not with that off-the-ball movement and so on. None of these is good to be man-marked. And there's also the problem that even Ali is capable of perfectly capable of playing a decent killer board from time to time. We need to be lucky to win this. Let's be honest about it. These are good players, and I don't feel like we have much of a chance. Unsuited for the role, no. Oh, it's on attack duty. But he's still, I feel he can contribute as a winger on attack duty too. Alright, let's do this. So, I feel we are the underdog. But we'll go with revenge this time. This is an away game. A lot of players are focused, already inspired or motivated. Let's go with this. I could have gone with easing the pressure, but I'm not sure who of them feels any pressure at this point. And there we go. So now we gotta defend the goal for another 90 minutes and hopefully score one on the counter. Or after a set piece. Carlson, Aspren, Serai. Liljedahl immediately wins the ball there. That would have been a start, but it's intercepted. Ball for Fossell. Apparently we gave away a foul there. Manastal, Ali. We can probably mark Ali out of the game at this point. It's not like it matters much, but I want Ishak to be with Ali, so that the central defenders need to do the build-up phase. Svensson, not a bad long ball. I'm not sure if this was offside. It wasn't. Well done by Sederberg. And they are, well, they just overran Anderson here. Not sure how we will deal with this going forward. Hagedal, well cleared. Almeida. That results in another corner. But if we give away this kind of chances, at some point one will score. Dahlquist with the corner. And Anderson is there to clear it. Goes for Liljedahl. Nothing comes of it though. Manastal. Melander. Another corner. Can we do something with it? Dahlquist. Well, hopefully defend it. Hagedal. That's with Liljedahl. And he was forced to clear it at this point. They closed him down really well, and there was absolutely nobody to play for. Faults, Carlson, that should be offside this time. Yes, it was. So 10 minutes into the game, the only chance we gave away was the one where Anderson was overrun. But there's a lot of set pieces in our area of the pitch. Oh no, Aspren is injured. Well... Anyway. Who is that, by the way? Tobias Westlund that's injured. I'm not sure what happened there. Manastal, well done here. Won the duel against Helander. Alnader. Cuts inside. And goes for a shot. So Aspren went off the pitch, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Weston is the new one. Let's have a look. Or maybe later, but let's have a look here. Westlin is good physicals wise, but otherwise only decent. That might be a chance. That isn't there. Berglin, Ali, Dahlquist, Karlsson, Berglin, Svensson. They do not commit forward that much in comparison to, let's say, Dalkurd. Mannestal. It's not well defended. Cross can't be avoided. Anderson. Dahlquist, Mannestal. Svensson. Mannestal. It might be Stoll. Not sure what this is. It's Mannestal, probably. Svensson and Serai. He's not a good header, so that wasn't unexpected, but still we got lucky there. And we do not create any chances. So we tried to counter apparently. But we might as well shoot on sight at this point. There's nothing that happens in the opposition area. Well done here. Ishak lost it. Anderson. Great defending, composure wise. That's with not with Liljedahl. Forsell, Ishak, Melander. Forsell. Oh no, Forsell. Serai. Cross is intercepted by Muteba. Again, Serai. It's an easy one for Sederberg. We can thank the striker here. I would have been really annoyed if this was my team. Long ball for Ishak. Ishak. Well, that ends nowhere. Apparently this was a shot. I'm not sure. That's a good cross. And he manages to put a header wide of the goal. We can really be thankful for the striker here now at this point. Who is it, by the way? Is it It's not the injured guy. They play somebody else. Who is it? Faults. Oscar Faults, who is more of the running type. But jumping reach 15 and heading 9, don't say I will not score with a header. This is... If we give away these chances like this, they might score at some point. And so far it doesn't look like we can defend it well. Now, obviously we will continue to try, but hopefully we do not concede. Dahlqvist, well defended so far. Svensson, Dahlqvist again, not offside. Svensson. Ah, Forsell. I thought this was a good tackle, but it was a foul. And now we face a free kick. Can we defend this one? Can Sederberg get his hands on it? Dahlqvist, that was wide. Nothing to do for Sederberg. Well done. Sederberg with the long ball. Liljedahl intercepts it. Forsell. Hellström, Liljedahl. Hellström, and now the long ball for Ishak. Now the long ball for Ishak. I cannot believe it. I saw that one in. What a bad finish. I realized that Ishak is a really bad finisher, but still, this one... That was offside. We were lucky there. So this is what Ishak is good for, though. He might win one of these at some point and just run with it. Tactics-wise, so how are the opposition's central defenders? They play another formation at this point. Interesting. So we need to get rid of the man marking first and foremost. That can go away. And now they play with a three-man defense. Bergman, Svensson, Berglin. I don't feel it's viable to go with the crosses for Ishak all the time. We might get one in. With one of the wingers. So I won't do that. But the shooting on side is not a bad idea, I think. And early crosses I don't feel are viable. We've got wingers on attack duty. Like Tillander here. But this is kind of interesting. Them going with a three-man central defense. Dahlqvist. Well intercepted by Ishak here. Liljedahl. Now with Tillander. Can he run with it? Can he? Yes, he does. Come on, Tillander. Come on. Get a cross in. There's the cross. Doesn't manage to hit his, find his man. Forsell. Yeah, I hoped he would go for the shot, so this is okay. Artason is already on a yellow. He's a ball-winning midfielder, so that might not go down well going forward. Mannerstahl. And we concede a corner. So with Ossarsson, what do we want to do? We got the options to give Ekman some time on the pitch and Hellberg. So far Ossarsson didn't have a great game, so we might as well go with Ekman. And Ekman can play as a Metzaler in this situation. I want him to shoot more often, yeah, that's correct. So we well, we can probably go with support duty for him. But that's not because he's good at it. It's more because I feel like we need it. And also closing down more. Suited or not, I want to press the opposition in midfield, or in let's say in the defensive midfield area, rather relentlessly. Is there somebody else that needs to be replaced? Not really. Liliadal maybe at some point, but or Ishak due to, well, he might be tired, but I think this can go on like this. So maybe Ekman can also play a killer ball or something. But hopefully, first and foremost, he can defend it as well as Asasan did so far. Now I realize that he is not a defender, but maybe they can do it. That should be one for Muteba, but he doesn't manage to jump. Or I don't know, maybe he was confused. So we give away another chance. There's a yellow card for Tillander. That means that Warwick can probably make an appearance at some point. Dahlquist. Almeida just overruns. Who was it? Anderson. So overall, Anderson didn't have a bad game though. There were some lapses. I don't know, the performance wasn't that great. Hellstrom, oh, this is cleared in the central area in front of the goal. Dahlquist, no defender there. Fossell manages to intercept the ball 2 times here. Mannerstahl, Westin. Well done by Tillander. Finds a wonderful pass for Lilydal. Better late than never. And he goes back for Muteba. Lilydal. Muteba. Hellström with the long ball for Ishak. Ekman. Hagedal. Another long ball for Ishak. Doesn't win that one. For Sell. Lilydal. Lilydal with a nice cross. That ends up with Tillander, and this is a header that was supposed to go into goal. Well, creative effort, let's put it that way. Berglund. Tillander, well intercepted here. Really well intercepted. Ishak. That probably counts as a finish. Even though it's a weird one. But we seem to create some chances now. Tillander. I don't know, there's could have been some sort of trick shot. Apparently, yes. Apparently. Bergman. And it was offside. Come on, guys, you can do better. You can even score. One on the counter, maybe? Melander with the free kick. Long ball. Hagedal, Ekman goes for the shot. Sarai. It should be Ekman outside here. Yes. Ekman. He loses the ball though. Face another free kick here. We've got 3 additional substitutions. Can we make it work? Muteba, Melander, Fossell. Long ball. Just get it out. Hagedal and Hellstrom did well so far. Forcell looks a bit off. Lilydal as well. Oh no, this is not good. 13 minutes to go and we concede one. Let's look into it once more. Muteba lost his man here. That's it. Muteba lost his man and Arnator was, well, better than Hagedal. No, we need to change things anyway. It's really unlucky. We held on to the result really well. We had some minor chances. So we can put Hellberg on the pitch just because we can. Warwick probably for Ishak at this point. And who do we have left? Alp, Bodriga, Plum and Ngongo. Well, in that situation, Alp for Muteba and Ngongo for Anderson. Make an impact means score a goal at this point. We have to. And I realize that Lilydal is already tired, but I don't want to put him off the pitch in this situation. There's nobody on the bench that can really replace him. Alexanderson, maybe we're up for an arrow? No. Come on, guys. And obviously, now they have much more space. We kept it. We kept the game even for some time. At least chances created wise. Obviously, not expected goals wise. Their quality of chances was much better than ours. We took what we could create, if we can call it that. Melander. Nice pass for Tillander. Not a great finish though. And also, I don't think we will need to cross for a target forward. In this situation, this means that I gotta do away with the individual instructions here. Because there is no target forward to cross for. I realize how stupid that sounds because there is a target forward, but he's a pressing forward. So let's put him on attack duty. Let him overlap. 2. Did I forget something? Yes, in possession. We want them to go through the wings. We gotta overlap here. And well, 84 minutes into the game, I don't feel that we still need to work the ball into the box. We need a shot. Melander, Hellberg. What's this? This will not end up as a corner. Hagedal, well done. Ekman, Warwick. Melander. Lilydal, clearly not offside. Well controlled, great technique. And that's a really bad cross. Well intercepted here. Ekman. Not a good shot. He could have done better. Mannerstahl, Bergman. Hellström. Get a free kick. Due to an offside. Well done by Sederberg. Keeps us in the game. Can we do something in the remaining 4 minutes? First of all, let's defend this corner. And then hopefully we can push forward with all we have. Oh no, well, it's probably Alnator, not Alnator. Well defended. Neslund. Well defended by Tillander. Alp with the early cross. Liljedal manages to win the header. Ekman, Warwick, Helberg, Liljedal, Helberg. Nice pass for Ekman. Tillander. Really well passed for Ngongo. Come on, Ngongo. Nice cross. Doesn't manage to find anyone in here. Neslund. And now we face the counter. That was lucky, the defending. So we'll go with overload for the last 2 minutes. Hopefully it makes any difference, but it doesn't look like we create another chance here. Maybe should have tried it earlier, but we needed to defend that corner, and then really they scored one of them. We didn't manage to get one in. Our chances were low grade, didn't create much. I think it was to a degree unlucky. It wasn't a bad performance overall, I think. Only by 1 goal. So now we're down to 13th. And well, despite the prolonged preparation for the match, we were unable to get something out of this game. Should we have gone with another tactic? Not sure. That's always easy to say. I feel we did to a degree rather well. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with that result. Despite us losing it. We could have lost by much more. Anyway, and that's it for the moment. I will go on a break now and do something else. Try to find some food, maybe get some fresh air. It's not that great outside today, but thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Probably on Monday. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Who knows?